Well, hey guys, I got my camera back. I don't know where it went on my computer, but anyway, looks like I'll be uploading a video here for the first time in a couple of months. But this this nailed it for me. I don't even know where to begin on this, but let's go back a little bit. There is some issues in the carnivore community where people are having interrupted sleep. If I am If I remember correctly, I think Dr. Saladino said that he had had some issues, and so he decided to add carbohydrate back into his diet to the tune of 200 to 400 grams of fruits. Now, of course, he's super active. I guess he surfs like 3 hours a day or something. I've surfed. It's strenuous. You're fighting waves. You're constantly in motion. But for the rest of us, mortals, I guess, what is really going on in the sleep cycle? This is where I want to concentrate. And since we have adopted the proper human diet, I wonder if you've noticed that you seem to be waking up with the sun and going to sleep an hour or two after, especially if you follow one of Bart Kay's 5 longevity tips that would be kind of getting rid of the blue light. And I wonder if this has happened to you. I've checked with other carnivores and it's happened to them. It comes down to something called biphasic sleep. And when I found this, I actually cried when I saw it. I'm like, oh, there wasn't a problem with carnivore. There was a problem with the rest of human history catching up. Apparently, before the advent of the electric light bulb or the gas light bulb, which, if I remember, there's a video on this biphasic sleep idea on a channel called Thoughty2, but he pronounces his THs like an F. I think Londoners do that. He says 42. And if you remember the old movie, 42 was the answers to, that was the answer to everything, all questions in the universe was the number 42. But he spells it with a TH, THOUGHTY, 2, Thoughty 2. And he discusses this millennial old idea of humans waking up during the watch. We've been taught that we need to get our 8 hours of sleep in one chunk. In fact, in Mediterranean countries, and even here in Mexico, they wake up, they go to work from 7 to 2, they eat their comida, their dinner, and then they'll take a siesta or a little nap from, say, 3 to 4. That's during the hottest part of the day for us in sun hours. It's the hottest part of the day. It's not related to the clock anymore. I don't want to get into that, trust me. I'm an expert in sundials, but not everybody is. I get it. The bottom line is, the tradition is that you eat at 2, you take a little nap from 3 to 4, and then you go back to work from 4 to about 7, which is at 7 o'clock, buenas noches, good night, because the sun typically went down around 7 o'clock in the hot hours of the days. So he, in Thoughty 2, he says, you normally did back-breaking work, and you worked all day, and you got home. Candles were expensive. I mean, they were made of beeswax, because we hadn't invented paraffin yet, apparently. And he said, quote unquote, there's bugger all to do anyway. So we went to sleep around 7, 8 in the evening. And then curiously, we'd wake up around 1 or 2 in the morning, and we'd be wide awake, looking around, wondering what the heck, for about an hour or so, hour or two. And then they called this, quote, the watch, unquote. And then you'd go back to sleep until sunrise. That is happening exactly with me, and exactly is what was happening to my friend, as I found out. So I go to bed around 8 to 9 o'clock. The sun sets here right now in winter. It sets around 6:30. I mean, it's dark at 7. and I'll just kind of hang out. And again, bugger all to do. What am I going to sit here and watch TV? Boring. So I go to sleep. But then I popped awake, and I just thought it was a problem. It was an imbalance, because that's what we were told. And now I've embraced this idea of a biphasic sleep. So what I do is, now last night I didn't wake up. Okay, so I didn't wake up. But I will wake up often and almost like wide awake. And you know what? From now on, I guess I'll do what they did in the old days, and I'll, go outside, check for, animals, marauding criminals, whatever. Apparently that's how we developed as a species, because we had to protect ourselves from the night animals, the felines especially. The lion sleeps tonight. That's probably a song for a reason. Hello? And then I'll go ahead, maybe take a pinch of salt, maybe a little sip of water or something. I don't know. I don't know what our species would have done then. Or maybe do nothing and just, but then, I get tired again, and then I fall back asleep, and I wake up first light, which is around 7 o'clock right now in the morning, up. I mean, that's what I did today. I haven't used an alarm clock in 3 years. I don't need one. I wake up at sunrise, and thankfully, my jobs are daylight jobs. Yay. So I don't need to have an alarm clock. I wake up, I check in, do what I need to do. So look that up, review that before you start adding fruit and BS to an otherwise perfect, proper human diet. See Dr. Berry, that's his coin. Or even if you're on ketovore, that's his wife, Nurse Nisha's coin. Or even keto, and then you can follow Dr. Westman for his suggestions on what he adapts from the Banting diet. So there's a couple of terms for you to look up and enjoy. So I'm excited, and I did that actually last night, not this last night, but the night before last. Since this is Sunday, that would have been Friday night. I did pop awake, but instead of being anxious and having anxiety, I said, this is normal. So I'm going to get up, I'm going to go downstairs, look around, go outside, pop my head out. Apparently in the Middle Ages, people actually used to go to socialize. I mean, they would talk with their neighbors 2 a.m, and then they'd go back to sleep and wake up normal. And so there you have it. I guess we're eating the proper human diet, so we're now getting back into our circadian rhythm. And apparently that was a biphasal sleep cycle. We would wake up to make sure nobody's eating our feet off, so to speak. Wow. I mean, when that hit me, I'm like, problem solved. So anyway, it's exciting. I hope I remember how to upload videos. It's been a while, sorry. So anyway, guys, look up biphasic sleep, and be well.